Ready.
Yeah.
Ready. Good morning to
Ready,
you.
super ready.
Cool.
It's 6 a.m.
Oh, that's
Uh,
brutal.
I have this analogy that I thought up this morning because I'm incredibly sore. I haven't been doing jujitsu that often these days, but I went a little too hard last night. And it feels like, let's see if I can think of I was like half asleep. It's like if every body part were like a piece of like a plate or knife or spoon or cup from your cupboard. And like whenever you work out, if you take one out of your cupboard, that's like you using it and you
Hmm.
have to wash it, right?
Yeah.
Normally, when you do a workout, you're working on cups or
Yeah.
plates,
Hmm.
and then you finish it, they're dirty in the sink, in the dishwasher, or whatever. You got to wash them.
Yeah.
In jiu-jitsu, it's like, or the way I feel right now, it's like I took every single cup, knife, spoon, plate, and just smashed them all over the place.
I thought you were gonna say put them all in the dishwasher.
Just put them all in the dishwasher. Oh,
No, just
I'm not
smash them.
getting those. I feel like I'm not getting them back.
I say. I gotcha. Speaking of murdering your body, you've been reading the Murderbot Diaries or listening to them,
Yeah.
right?
Listening to them. I think because
That's
you read them, right?
I've read a few of them, yeah.
But no audiobooks.
No audiobooks, but I feel like that would be just as enjoyable.
Yeah, it's funny because I didn't realize it's from the perspective of a robot
Of the Murderbot,
or
yeah.
of the murder bot, but the narrator is this guy who speaks like a robot kind of.
Cool.
So it's like you think at first I'm like, okay, is this how the guy's gonna talk the whole time? But then you realize it's like perfect
Yeah.
because it's like he sounds like a guy or he sounds like a robot who's like kind of becoming sentient or is sentient. It's like
Yeah,
it's like really in between both.
he's like he has organic parts, so he has some, but he definitely is like a he is a robot.
Computer head.
Yeah, he's able to like hack security systems and computer systems with his computer parts, his robot parts. But he looks like I think he looks like a human, pretty
Uh-huh.
much.
It's kind of
They're
comedy in some
yeah
parts, right?
they're making a show out of it, and I was like Ryan Reynolds would be like perfect for this probably.
Oh yeah.
But he's not gonna be it. It's one of the Skarsgård guys, the guy that did Tarzan. He's gonna be
Okay.
he's gonna be a murder bot, which I could see that too because he's just like a big like Swedish guy, probably really good at being deadpan and robotic.
I was thinking the guy from what's that show? Did you see Altered Carbon
Yeah.
or
Hmm.
For All Mankind? I thought it might be him. What's
Well,
his
he was
name?
already RoboCop.
Oh yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why I thought he'd be perfect.
Yeah.
He's got this like flat, deadpan
Hmm.
uh cadence to him. Joel Kinnaman. I like him.
Yeah. Yeah. The series
Uh
is good. I hope you're liking it.
yeah, well, the funny thing is it's like if you take out the sci-fi elements, the way he describes interacting with other people and his coworkers and colleagues or whatever, it's like a super introverted, like
Hmm.
antisocial human. It's like there's
Yeah.
no difference
Right.
because he's
And
like, yeah.
I guess the idea behind it is that he hacked his so the backstory is he hacked his governor module. He hacked his like the part of his robot brain that like that is obedient to people. So he's like self-realized now. He has free will essentially. So all of these like real emotions are now accessible to him, but he doesn't know how like it, they're all these new emotions are weird to him. So
hmm
it's funny like he'll like when he's uncomfortable, he'll be playing it's like TV shows in the background. That's so
Like
funny.
the when they're trying to figure out like what is going on with him, and he's like, they find out what does he do in his free time. We monitor what he does in his free time. He's like, apparently he's downloaded 700 hours of this show called
Yeah,
like
Sanctuary Moon.
Sanctuary Moon, and it's like he's that there must be some encoded like secret messaging system for like spying on us. And it's like, and they're like they completely underestimate my ability.
He's just watching. He's just like Netflix and chill.
700 hours.
It's funny because that he always says that's all he wants to do is just watch TV shows.
Right.
He just wants to
In
chill
any
out
kind of
and
spare
yeah,
time, he just pulls it up. And I guess it's just like since he's got a computer brain, he can just like kind of like
just shuts
display
his
it in his
eyes. Yeah,
yeah, shuts his eyes and watch it.
yeah. It's so funny because I always joke about like the group that I like the same way he's like, oh, he must be this like, I mean, he is like a super computer, right? He's like, hacking and stuff, but like he uses his powers just to watch like Netflix and stuff. And it always makes me think like when people like I've had people like see me at conferences and stuff like that since I've been gotten to where I am, and they're like, man, like that's so cool. You're performing music at the highest level. Blah blah. You guys must be just like talking about music all the time. And then I think back of like when we're on like bus rides and stuff like that, we're just talking about the stupidest stuff, just like fart jokes and
You've come so far.
yeah, yeah. Wow, it's just amazing how what you've done, what you've been able to do. And I'm just still joking about like the same stuff you joke about in music school, you know? It's like no different.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if your band like sponsored our podcast.
No way. Absolutely no way. There's no way.
Oh, by the
Um,
way, our trumpet player Robert Bonner, he's
there's no way. This maybe I guess this kind of ties into just like deadpan. I was thinking I was driving to the I guess I was driving to the climbing gym or something like that, and I just saw. I mean, lots of people have bumper stickers, right? Tons of, and especially in DC, lots of just like left leaning, like you know,
Mhm.
Biden, Harris. You see the Trump stuff, anyways, and then you just see like people's political stances on other things and ideologies on other things, and then of course you just see like honk if whatever you like dogs or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
and one caught my attention, and I don't know why, but I just thought it was funny. It just said, "My son is in the Navy," and there's nothing
Okay.
wrong. Like, okay, totally benign, right? But I thought, like, what if, like, because that's just a statement, right? That you're
Uh-huh.
putting out you're putting that at somebody, right? That's like
Uh-huh.
in my face because I'm behind you, and I just thought, what if you're at a like in the line to a coffee shop, someone's behind you. You're standing inside, not in a car. You're just standing there, and then you turn around, and someone just goes, "My son's in the Navy." Like,
Like we didn't have bumper stickers, but we just had to constantly tell each other stuff.
that's
Like instead of
insane.
having signs or patches or stuff, everything's broadcasted out to the world.
Yeah, exactly. Tell your dog I said hi. I have a wife, two kids, two cats, and one dog. You know?
Yeah, like we're incapable of reading, so we just have to hear everything that's being
No,
broadcast.
yeah, exactly. No, and that's what like if we didn't have bumper stickers, like I wonder if people would still do that. You know?
Uh-huh.
They just you're at like King Supers or it's a grocery store in Colorado. People probably don't know what that is, but it's anyways, it's like a Walmart or whatever. And you're like walking by someone and they just turn their head completely deadpan. My son's in the Navy. I just kept doing that as I was behind this person, just like laughing my ass off at this.
Just screaming it in your car.
My son's in the Navy.
Oh God.
I don't know why I just thought it was hilarious just saying it like that to myself.
I
It's
can
just
imagine
completely
it.
insane.
Just cracking yourself
Yeah,
up.
just cracking myself. Just but like completely insane
I
behavior
wish
from
your
somebody
windows were
else.
rolled down
Yeah.
and someone's walking their dog by it on the sidewalk by it. You're facing straight forward, not looking at anybody. My son's in the Navy over and over.
Listening to the most outrageous metal music too, just super loud.
Uh,
That's what I like doing in my free time because like it's like predominantly black city, so a lot of the
uh-huh.
like you just hear a lot. You hear it a lot. Guys or girls have their windows rolled down. They're listening to rap music, right?
Basin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super loud, right? And I'm like, man, I just like that kind of energy where you just like, I sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. Um, but
A little bit of chaos.
sometimes just like try and summon that energy of just like having my windows down because I listen to some pretty heavy music. So I just but where I puss out is that I'm at a stoplight and there's people around, I always turn it down.
Oh, that's nice.
I always turn it down. But then when I start driving, I'm like, yeah, crank it back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just screaming and double bass, and it's pretty awesome.
I think that's got to be the title of this
Which
of
one?
this episode. My
My son's
son's
in the
in the
Navy.
Navy.
Um, so
No context.
on this same car ride, I was driving down Florida. I just the same road, right? I'm passing the same businesses and establishments or whatever, and I won't say where I was driving by, but in this place that I was passing has this beautiful like green lawn, right? Just like trees and whatever, just open field. And this particular day, it's getting warmer, so there's people on the lawn. And I'm driving by and I come to another stop sign, and my son's in the Navy. No, I'm kidding. Um, I'm at a stoplight and I just turn and there are people in the lawn and they're doing like hand motion. They're kind of catching my eye. I'm not really paying attention. I'm kind of half paying attention to them and the light. And then I have a little more time. I look and I'm like, oh, they look like they're doing like Tai Chi or something, They're
Yeah.
doing like stuff like that. I'm like, that's nice. And then I realize what I'm driving past, and it's Gallaudet University, which is a deaf university. They weren't doing Tai Chi, they were doing sign language to each other. And I thought they were doing Tai Chi, like at a moment's glance. But then I look back and they're like literally signing to each other. And I'm like, fuck, I'm an idiot.
Were you like, how did I even think that was Tai Chi or
Well, I've seen people at like Lincoln Park, which is another park close to my house,
uh-huh.
doing Tai Chi. So I must have accessed a previous memory of like, oh, I know what that is. And
Uh-huh.
then I look back, I'm like, oh no, it's just like a bunch of like deaf people signing to each other. And I thought it
Yeah.
was, I, I don't know. I thought it was like the deaf equivalent of racism. I don't know what that would be, you know?
Like, you start copying them and like,
Yeah.
oh yeah. What if sign language was a secret martial art and they were doing some like death touches,
Yeah. Hmm.
secret chi blasts. And then you looked back over and like, oh, it's just sign language. They almost got revealed at that moment.
And then you drive away and one of them just goes and a tree just explodes.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I would learn that.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah,
learn
I
that shit
know.
in a heartbeat. Anyways, I thought that was a funny thought.
That was funny, dude. They're just
Hey,
aggressively signing that their son's in the Navy to each other.
yeah. Just
Oh, that's pretty
how
good.
do you scream with eye contact?
Yeah. Okay. Pardon my ignorance.
Yeah, well,
How do you
completely ignorance.
how do you scream in sign language? How do you show aggression? There must just be signs that like, by the way, I'm screaming at you,
That's how you
right?
start. Yeah. By the
By the
way.
way, every sign that you read from here on out is going to be mixed with a feeling of sarcasm and impatience and aggression.
Yep.
All right,
How do you do
let's
all of
begin.
that with your hands?
I mean, it
Um,
would be a lot of like
speaking
I'm just
of
doing it.
speaking of talking about shit we have no idea.
Uh-huh.
You have when we have zero experience, but we still say that's easy. I can do that. That's kind of like a hold my beer kind of thing.
Right. I don't know what this is like evolutionary speaking. I feel
It's
like
arrogance one.
but I feel like at some point we've all done this
Sure.
where you see and maybe it's just boils down to like a compliment of someone of like watching someone who's really good at their craft. They always make it look easy, so that maybe that's related to it.
Hmm.
But we still should, I feel like we should know that okay, what this person's doing has got to be really tough. Like, but we still fall in the same trap of just like, yeah, I could do that. Like, watching someone bake a cake or
Hmm.
someone like anything, building something, you're like, oh yeah, those pieces just like slap in together. I could just cut that. Why is it even measuring? Like, I
Yeah.
feel like I could eyeball that.
Um, I feel like I do that, or I've done that with video games for sure. Because I've watched,
Mhm.
especially this Valheim game you and I are playing. I've seen a couple streams of people playing, and I'm like, first of all, this game looks awesome, and it is. It's awesome. It's an awesome video game, but it's not easy. It's not an easy like I thought it would just be like super cozy, just like kind of breezing through. No, it's not. These like people are like you said, they make the game look really easy.
Yeah.
So then you're like, I can do that. This guy's a professional video gamer. Come on, how easy? How hard can it be? And it's not easy. Yeah,
He's just sitting on his couch eating Doritos.
yeah. Probably the
I could
plain
do that.
kind too, with no
Right.
flavor, just the corn chips.
And he's just like no armor, basic weapon clearing, no hit on every
Yeah.
boss in Elden Ring. It's like if he can do it.
Yeah, dude, I've watched several Elden Ring streams. I'm like, okay, Millennia doesn't seem that hard. You just get obliterated every fucking time.
uh,
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure men do it way more than women, for
oh,
sure.
that'd be an interesting study. Yeah.
For sure, men do it way more than women. They like, the whole my beer meme, right? That's
Uh-huh. That's
definitely it.
it.
That's it. That's definitely it. Yeah. Um, so I mean, it definitely comes from a place of arrogance, one. Now, I think some people are like genuine about like I want to do it, meaning I want to try it. I just want to try it.
Hmm.
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm gonna try it. And there's something like valiant and like admirable about that. But then the people that are like, that's that's dumb. I can do this. Watch this. Hold my beer. That's I think that's a different energy you're
Right.
going about it with. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's like as an evolutionary biologist,
Sure.
I guess that's
And a sociologist.
probably
Yeah.
and a sociologist, anthropologist, that's probably what helps fuel our discovery
Oh
genes
yeah.
DNA, right? Like you see someone doing it and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna go do that.
Hmm.
And then many of us probably perished.
Yeah. Think
But
about
occasionally,
all the people that like hopped on a boat with just sails.
yeah,
You
there's
know,
like another land over there. Yeah,
we'll
people are
find it.
just getting on these big wooden ships,
Yeah. I
using
got one of those.
their clothing to hoist up on these poles, and it's
Yeah.
just like they don't even have to do anything. The wind takes them. That's the crazy part.
Easy. It's the wind. It's everywhere. We'll never
Yeah.
run out of wind. Look, it's a water. Look how calm that water looks. We'll just fly right through
And
the
you know
water.
what? We get thirsty. Look, all that
We're
water
on the
everywhere.
water. Hell, how many times do I need to say this? We're on water. Okay. And the world, it can't be that big. It's flat. How much of the world can there be? Just get a couple barrels of, salted meat. That's all you need is protein. Joe Rogan talks
Right.
about it all the time, the carnivore diet. That's all we need. That's all we need. A barrel full of salted pork. We don't even need water. We said that already.
Right.
We'll just
They're
hop
still
in my
listening.
boat.
They're listening to Drew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, when civilization like destroys itself and has to restart,
Mhm.
And for some reason, Joe Rogan's podcasts are the only thing that
Oh
survive.
no. Yeah. Yeah, what
It's
would
gonna be a
happen?
pretty sweet civilization that gets
I mean, I
rebuilt.
think people would be pretty capable, but it would still just be like a cacophony of just like com not conflicting, combating ideas and beliefs, you know? Because say what
We're all
you
just gonna
will,
be we're all
yeah,
super jacked.
and know-it-alls, super
No,
annoying know-it-alls about everything on both sides. Like
shout
say
out to
what
Joe
you,
Rogan, a big
yeah,
sponsor of the podcast, by the
yeah.
way.
He just texted me and said, "When's the next episode coming out?" I said, Shut the hell up.
My
Let me
son.
have something better." Yeah, my son's in the Navy. Um,
uh,
yeah, say what you will about him, but I feel like, and I don't listen to him much anymore. I don't listen to him at all anymore.
yeah, I kind of
Um,
went on to other stuff.
yeah, but I think he does an okay job of like, I don't know, maybe he doesn't anymore. But when I first started listening, it seemed like he just had stuff on was interesting or whatever. But um, I know that's a quite a rift between people. But yeah, um, yeah, everybody would just be eating as much meat as possible and jalapenos and kettlebells, cold plunges, alpha brain.
Yeah, he shaped the male mind for sure.
Some of them.
Some of them.
Some of them.
What do you mean?
I feel like there's some people that like that go whole hog into that stuff. You know what I mean? And they
Into like
literally
only certain aspects of what
no
he,
into everything. Like they're just
oh,
like,
everything.
you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
they do the carnivore diet. They do everything just like if like whatever like Goggins or any influencer or public figure. Like I'm sure there are dudes that just do everything that he does, you know?
And when he changes his mind, they change along with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's got to be another evolutionary trait too, is like you gravitate towards
hmm
someone, a chief to follow.
It's like idol worship in a
Right.
way, you know? I don't know.
Totally.
I think maybe to a fault, I'm a bit of a pessimist, you know? I
You
just
are absolutely a pessimist.
Yeah, well, when most people in your life completely let you down, it's really hard to believe in someone or believe that someone is not trying to fuck you in the end. So you just try and keep a distance or you just go, "Okay, I'll I'll go along, but I'm waiting for the moment that you let me down." And that's where I think maybe I
There's a
lost.
healthy amount of pessimism I think you can have.
There is a healthy one. I'm maybe
You're skating.
I mean, I definitely like straddle the line, I think.
Hmm.
Maybe in parts of my brain that shouldn't be in it, and then some other parts of my brain that do. But I'm also stubborn in the fact that, like, I still do believe that, oh, I still keep falling, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, you allow yourself to fall into those
yeah, I'm like,
traps. Yeah.
fuck
You're
it, you know?
stubborn enough to where
I
you
know
keep
what's gonna
going.
happen,
Yeah.
but I'm like, fuck it sometimes, you know?
Right, because you could if you're that much of a pessimist, you people would tend to just turn into like, is
A
it in
nihilist.
nihilism?
Yeah.
Yeah, where you're just like, well, nothing matters at all.
Right. Like there's certain people with like relationships that, if they were in even just one toxic relationship or none, say they
Mm,
couldn't, they just for whatever reason, maybe through the no fault of their own, they're just not able, they're just like perpetually single and not able to like that could turn you into a nihilist and you could just swear off being in a relationship altogether. But
sure.
then like, for me, I know that like finding being with someone that like you're truly compatible with, it makes all the like living worth it. You know what I mean? It makes all the other stuff like
Okay.
going to a restaurant. I've told this to a friend of mine before because he's been
I like where
perpetually
you're going
single.
with this. Yeah.
All right. Um, because it's like life's too long and too short. We said that on the podcast before. But like if you can find somebody that to do all the fun stuff with that likes maybe it's not like but is like willing to like do that stuff or
Or
whatever.
support you in doing those things.
Totally. There's nothing better than that. I
Yeah.
know that. So that's why I keep like smashing my head against that wall. You know what I mean? Whereas other
Mm.
people maybe wouldn't, you know, I don't know. Maybe they just are afraid to put themselves out there or they've gotten hurt too many times and they're just like, fuck this. I don't think I would. I'm not like that, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm definitely
You've had
like,
enough of the good to where it
oh
it,
yeah,
it gives you that little bit of
just a taste. You just do it
pierce
once
through
or
the
Mhm.
cloud of darkness.
Totally. It's like being a drug addict, I would imagine, right? You do heroin once and you're just like, whoa, that's for me.
Uh-huh.
That's for me. That should be a bumper sticker, like, you know,
I've tried it.
yep. Heroin's for me. Heroin. It ain't so bad. I don't know. I'm sure it's awesome. It has to be awesome, right?
I know.
It has to be awesome. There's no way it's not awesome for people not to completely devote their entire existence to a thing. Like it has to be awesome, right? I know it's evil. It's
I
definitely evil,
know.
but
It's
it
weird to
has to
say
be
it,
awesome.
but
Yeah.
it's
It's such a weird thing. Look, it's evil. Don't do it, okay? It is evil. It will ruin your life. It will kill you. It's not worth it. But it's probably awesome. And I'm not the
uh
first person to make that joke, but it has to be true. You know what I mean? It's
it's
like
gotta be.
Oreos. I went and got tattooed on Monday and they have like it's a bougie it's a bougie place. You went. They have like snacks and coffee for their guests waiting and stuff like that. The shop you went to in Baltimore, your hometown.
Yeah, Baltimore.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go
I
Ravens.
got it.
Um and anyways, I brought home like a pack of Oreo. It just had two Oreos in them.
Oh.
And I ate one of them and I was like, I'll eat the other one after dinner. I immediately turned around and go, nope, ain't it right now. Dude, and after I ate it, I was like, whoa, that was weird. That must have like
Yeah.
that must be how drugs are, you know? Nope, gotta have
Yeah.
it. Gotta have it
I mean,
immediately.
sugar is like
Oh yeah.
the bottom of the most addictive drugs, but it's still pretty strong.
Yeah.
No milk though, huh? Just plain Oreo.
I raw dogged them. I ate them dry.
Hmm.
I ate them completely dry. Dude,
Not
fuck it.
bad.
You get free based in Oreo, it doesn't matter.
What else we got?
Muscle memory teaching other stuff.
Okay, yeah, I've been experiencing this in a really weird way. It's kind of tripping me out, and I'm positive that you must have experienced this too, because you're just because of how your job is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, like this semester I'm teaching like three extra classes, and I am pretty much teaching the same thing every class. And by like the end of the week, I've had these moments where like I'm speaking to my class, going through the lesson, and I have this experience where I'm like watching myself do it as a spectator almost. And I'm kind of like amazed at myself of like, okay, I am saying words are coming out of my mouth. I'm making motions with my hands, and my students are listening to me, but I'm not in control of myself doing it. I'm like watching myself doing it. Like that's how, yeah, I look like that's how I teach exactly. But it's like I'm just like I'm getting amazed that I'm like I'm just doing it automatically without any kind of extra like conscious effort. That must also happen to you, I think, with your job too, because
For sure.
you've played like you've played some of the same music maybe 1,000 times by now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Yeah,
like
I've
what is that experience like for you?
we do parades in the summer every Friday night. No, I don't do them every Friday night, but like every Friday the band does a parade. And so I've done quite a few of those, even though I don't do every single one. And they're exactly the same every time, you know? And so okay, we play this tune here. This guy comes out and does his little sword trick and says this command, and they spin a rifle here and we go in the back and wait for our next time to come out and then we mark, there's like and there's a narration and all that stuff. And I have like like you were saying, we'll be halfway through it and I'll like come to and we're like, oh shit, we're already at this part, Like I had no memory of what I just did, but I know my body just took me through all of that stuff, you know?
Yeah. And you kind of come out of it. You're like, whoa.
Mhm.
And that's usually when you screw something up too, isn't
Oh
it?
yeah,
Like when
for
you
sure.
come out of that like
Like flow state.
autopilot. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I thought you were mentioning deja vu, but it's definitely muscle memory. Like your body is just doing what it's done, like you said, hundreds or thousands of
Yeah.
times. Um, good and bad, I guess.
Yeah. I've just noticed it more and more. And it's just like, what is going on? Like I'm not I'm not controlling my body right now.
Yeah, you're possessed.
And then I just start flipping desks, like going
Yeah,
going
put on some metal music and just ah,
going off.
consciousness is just a construct. We don't have free will. Free will is an illusion. That's a
Someone
bumper sticker.
downloads a what
Free
is it?
will is an illusion.
Oh, that's a perfect one.
That's a good one. Yeah. My
I don't
my
know. It
other
just took
vehicle's
me
a
out.
pair of hiking boots. That's a bad one.
Ah, that's a cringy one.
Yeah, it's so cringy. Coexist.
That's a classic.
Classic. I never knew what that meant. I was like, and then I realized, oh, it's all the like religious symbols.
Hmm.
Do they have Satanism on there? Is that one
Yeah,
of
they
the
should.
symbols? They should.
They gotta have it.
They better.
Hmm.
What is the Satanist symbol? Is it just like this?
I think it's
Blur that
is it a
out. Blur that
pentagram?
out.
Yeah,
Blur the middle finger out.
I'm gonna have to figure out a way to blur that out. I think it's just I'm pulling up Google. Um, I don't know. I'm guessing it's the pentagram, right?
I guess so. By the way,
Upside down
Satanism
cross.
is evil. Don't do that. Just like heroin.
Just like heroin, Satanism is right there with it.
Yeah. And the middle finger. Don't do the middle finger. I was only doing that for dramatic effect. I don't use that hand gesture ever. Got me?
I got you.
Okay.
What are we doing? Do we have any more topics? We go through all of them already?
Ajashi has no problems asking me every personal question.
Oh man. I've been here over 10 years
Hmm.
in South Korea, and I rarely have moments anymore where I'm just like culture shocked, but sometimes things kind of bring me out of it or just kind of remind me of like, yeah, that's not normal. And I was walking, our shop's bathroom is shared in the building, so I have to like leave the shop to go to it. And I was on my way to go to the bathroom, and then this this ajashi like makes
Explain
eye
what an
contact.
sorry, for our American listeners, which
Oh,
there are a few, what's an Ajashi?
it's like an older man and kind of like Ajima, older woman.
Hmm.
There's like a personality and
Yes.
certain personality traits that you take on when you get to a certain age. And some people it hits them when they're much younger. Some people it hits them when they're older. But it's just like I was walking to the bathroom. This Ajashi made eye contact with me, and he just started like talking to me, but asking me the most personal questions right off the bat. Just
Did
like
he first off say, my son's in the Navy?
essentially kind of like it was just like there was no like greeting even.
Yeah.
It was just questions like, do you think Trump's gonna get elected president? It's like that was the first question he asked me.
Wow. Because you're an American, you know everything that goes on in America right now. You got your ear to the grind. I don't know, whatever. You got your finger on the pulse of pop culture in
Yeah,
America. You probably talk to the president at least once a week. So tell me,
right.
is the Donald gonna be president again?
It's just like no greeting at all.
Amazing.
Who are you gonna vote for? Do you vote? Are you married? Is your wife Korean? It's just like just going through every question that pops in his head. It's like
In a
I'm
nice
guessing
way or in like a
he
like
wasn't rude,
okay.
but it was very blunt and direct. And if he were American, it would be rude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
If
I'm
he were
sure he
American
doesn't.
in America,
If he were American in America, I mean, yeah. I mean, if anyone is familiar with American culture, that's kind of rude,
right.
no matter what.
Hmm.
But yeah, I doubt he would do that to another Korean. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think he was excited, is what it was. So
To see a white
he's
guy.
a I don't think he's a jerk. I just
No.
think it's just a culture thing, and it's just like while he's asking me these questions again, I was just like, what is going on? This has been like it's this has been a while. Like I
Hmm.
haven't experienced this kind of culture shock in a long time. Just like every possible question. You have kids? Why don't you have kids? Are you gonna have kids?
Yeah.
It's like
Wow. Man, this isn't the
just
same.
berating me with questions.
Oh, this isn't the same, but it's definitely made me like not obviously not reconsider getting more tattoos or whether or not that I have them or regretting them at all.
Um,
But I was at a party recently, and I mean, all people wanted to talk to me about were my tattoos. That was
yeah,
it.
kind of comes
And
with the territory, I bet, though.
yes, definitely. And I know that that's like definitely a thing, but I am definitely like, okay, I need to cover these things up, I think more often, you know?
Mm,
Um,
it's a shame.
yeah, but I'm just like realizing, okay, like you said, it's comes with the territory, especially because this is a party where I didn't know everybody. I didn't know most people and they didn't know me. So,
But they're
or
somehow related to the band, right?
no, it was a birthday party for a friend of mine. But she's not in the band. He is.
Ah, okay.
So it was a, yeah,
Her husband's in the band.
husband and wife. He's in my section and she works for the Smithsonian. Super awesome people, very cool people, obviously like a lot of
It's a
really
cool
cool.
job.
Yeah, super cool. Like, and they had a bunch of really cool, very nice people too. So it was a very good time, but I was just kind of
Does
like
she have
over.
like random artifacts in her house that she obviously got from the Smithsonian?
Yeah, she's just
Like
borrowing them. Yeah. Yeah, just a bunch of like dinosaur bones just everywhere.
mammoth skeleton, fully formed mammoth skeleton, just taking up an entire room.
Yeah, in their mansion. You walk into what has to be the bathroom, and it's just this like cavernous oak paneled room with old first edition, Guggenheim
Uh-huh.
Bibles, and it and in the middle, the centerpiece of this room is a completely perfect, like every piece is there, pristine mammoth skeleton.
Hmm.
Yeah, 100% completely preserved mammoth skeleton.
Just borrowing it.
Yeah, and in the corner, very across the room, there's there's a light on, and I can just see that there's a toilet in there. So
It is the bathroom.
it is the bathroom. Is anybody in here? No. Okay, it's a little colder in there too because it's of
Uh-huh.
course obviously all tile, and you shut the door. They have cool wallpaper too because cool bathrooms got to have cool wallpaper.
Mhm.
It's like George Washington, but he has like sunglasses on,
That's
and
the
it's like
bathroom
that's the
wallpaper.
bathroom wallpaper, like cool retro colors, and they have soap
Uh-huh.
that smells like awesome. It's like sawdust and grapefruit.
I
It's
was
like a
about to say, yeah, it's kind of a
yeah,
masculine,
mm-hmm.
like earthy,
Mm-hmm.
earthy soap.
But it's nice. It's definitely something you wouldn't get sick of. Dry your hands and you open your doors. Oh shit, someone's in there waiting to use the restroom. And they're like, "Did you see the mammoth skeleton?" You're like, "I know, right? This is insane.
This
It's
place is
such
nuts.
yeah, this place is crazy, man. How did she even like get it? That's crazy. She doesn't even have a car. How did it get here?
Right.
Does the
They must have
Smithsonian
taken it piece by piece and then
had to have
reconstructed it here,
like
right?
Shawshank
Right?
Redemption when he like takes the dust and he like kind of like
Out of
empties it out of
yeah.
his out of his pocket hole, what it's probably
Uh-huh.
using other things for, Yeah. Anyways, good to see you. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the party. Yeah. Anyway, let's see ya.
So then you get back to the party and people are talking about your tattoos, right?
Yeah, immediately. And I was like, I should have wore a sweater.
So are they just like the typical questions like, oh, what does that mean?
Dude, over and over and over and over again.
Different people asking the same questions, you
Yeah.
mean?
Do they hurt? Why'd you get them? Where are they from? Is it the same artist? When did you start getting them? You know, oh, you're
You
in the
know, I thought about
military.
getting a tattoo.
Oh, yeah. Now, then they're talking about their tattoos. I'm like, uh huh. Yeah. Their tattoos they don't have. Right.
Hmm.
Oh, I could never, I don't think I would ever find something that I want permanent on my body that really means something. And I'm like, yeah,
Because you know it lasts forever,
none
right?
of my shit does. It's just a bunch of random stuff that just is in the same, style. And I don't know. And so I was like, okay, I started getting to the point where I was like, I have to shut this down, but in a nice way. So then I would be like, start asking about travel. That's all,
Mhm.
that would be my go-to. Like,
Yeah.
where have you guys traveled to? Oh, I've always wanted to go there. How did you do that? I've always wanted to do soldier. I just like, then I would do the same thing that they were doing with the tattoos, but I just flip it and try to ask about like shit that is about them.
Yeah, that's a
So
good
I,
move.
so I just deflected. I was like, I'm so not that I'm tired of talking to them because they're like nice people, but I was like, I don't want to talk about these anymore. So
It's a small talk
yeah,
strategy
it's
that's
easy to
more
talk about.
interesting. Yeah, it's more interesting than the weather,
Yes,
and
obviously.
it's a little bit more personal for
Mm.
you. So it's like, but yeah, you hear it all the time, I'm sure.
Yeah, I did get. I was at Trader Joe's the other like a couple weeks ago, and someone told me that I ruined my body with them.
Whoa, you get that
I got it. I've gotten it.
from
A lot.
Ajima,
Yeah. Once
older lady.
she was kind of crazy. Like obviously, like just like some sort of like, she wasn't like, I don't know. She's just like socially awkward, I think.
Mm.
So she's just like this Ajashi was just like, or sorry, this Ajuma, like the Ajashi was just like, I'm just gonna tell you what's in my head. My son's in the Navy. Also, you've
You
ruined
ruined
your
your
body with those tattoos. And I'm like,
But then
okay,
you walk past her and then you see her yelling at another customer and you realize she's just yelling that at everyone. You ruined your body.
yeah, yeah. They're holding a child. You've ruined your body with that thing. But not to mention, I was like dressed for work, so I had like a polo on, tucked
Yeah.
in to my slacks with nice shoes and a nice watch. You know,
Oh, so you weren't even like showing, were you showing all your tattoos?
yeah, I had a short sleeve polo on.
Oh, short sleeve. Okay.
And I'm like, I'm dressed for work. I look nice.
Uh-huh.
And they're just like, this lady was just like, you know, you've ruined your body. And then another time I was at Safeway and some lady was like, oh my God, what have you done to yourself?
Was that in like a judgmental way or a
No, no,
caring
no.
way or
And
like
like, yeah.
slightly impressed way? It sounds that one sounded a little impressed.
No, I think she was like, oh my
She
God,
did
what have
like the
you?
cross symbol.
It's kind of like my dad. My dad probably doesn't like him because,
Uh-huh.
just like the old school, like, why would you literally, like, again, why would you ruin your.
There's a different connotation from the older generation, I think.
Oh, for sure, definitely. But anyways, here we are talking about my fucking tattoos. I don't want to do that. I
Yeah,
don't
so
think.
what does your newest one
Yeah,
mean?
what's that mean? What's the elephant mean? They mean nothing, people. That's all we got. That's it.
Those are all the tops?
It's all the tops. I added a few extra there for bonus too.
Yeah. We've been playing a little bit online. Very fun.
Very fun, a little frustrating. It seems a little clunky, but it could be that we just don't know all of the fucking steps to do it. But when we finally start
Get
playing
into
it,
the game. Yeah.
it's freaking
Some
fun.
Valheim.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
really fun. And we do uh, we play for like an hour and we do nothing.
Uh-huh. That's
Essentially.
fun. It's
Yeah.
really good.
It's great.
Um, yeah, I recommend it as a way for because it feels like when we're playing Valheim on co-op, it feels like we're hanging out in the same place.
Yeah.
Almost the same, almost more so than the podcast, I think, because it's just like we're in this world.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It sounds incredibly you know what, but
Yeah,
it's very fun. And
it's super fun.
if you play video games, even just a little bit, I would recommend find a game that you and your friend can play together and then get on Discord or your phone. Like me and Mason, we just call each other and then we
Oh yeah,
play Elden Ring. We're gonna probably gonna play Valheim Thursday, but we
nice.
just we're shooting the shit. We're playing video games. It's you live in Korea, Colt lives in Korea, and Mason lives in Colorado. So it's like I can't. This is like the best way.
It's the best.
It's the best. Anyways, it sounds you know what, but it's super fun. It's fun
It's
as
cool.
hell.
All right.
It's cool. Don't make fun of us, okay? Anyways, check out Colt's Uber Officer YouTube account. Watches live streams and videos and stuff. And then hopefully maybe we'll live stream it on his too. We have been actually.
We have been. Yeah.
Cool. Watch
You want to see
those.
our crazy antics?
Yeah.
You can go on there.
Anyways, that's all we got. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, and all that stuff. Bye.
Bye.